First thing this morning, we're going to be tackling the air filter. I need to change this air filter out, put a new one in, and clean off this radiator grill, and then we'll get doing some brush hogging. But first I want to run over a few safety points. That thing is pretty black and dirty. This thing gets black and dirty because the exhaust blows out down here. And it's I change the outer one every year, the inner one every other year. See the difference in color? That sure makes a big difference. Real simple. Just slide it in there, give it a twist, it locks into place, put the cap back on. All done. Okay, in order to clean out this screen, we need to take the air filter off again. You need to set it out of the way so you can pull this out through here. Maybe. There it goes. Radiator looks pretty clean. Usually I'll have the leaf blower out here with me, but I didn't bring it this time to blow out the rest of this stuff. We'll do that on the next time around. Slide that back in there. Set the air filter back in place and put the rubber straps on. Close the hood. Welcome back everyone to Over the Hill Acres. I'm Rob. I just changed the air filter in this thing. I want to take a few minutes and go over a little tractor safety. It is that time of year. Everyone is getting their tractors out. A lot of people do not use theirs in the winter time. So they have 4 to 6 months that it just sits there. And you might forget a few things when you get going again. I just want to touch base on a few things. I know there's 1,000 videos out there about this, but you can never be too safe. So let's just touch on a couple things. Right behind me, you can see the ROPS are up on my tractor. Whenever you are out brush hogging or whatever it be, those ROPS are there for a reason. Use them, please. Seat belts are a must. ROPS don't do a darn thing for you if your seat belt isn't on. Most tractor injuries and deaths are caused by rollovers that crush the driver. And the reason they get crushed is because they get thrown off the tractor. Wear your seat belt. You're usually not going fast enough that these things are going to roll end for end. Those ROPS are there when this thing tips over and hits the ground. It keeps you from ending up under that back tire. One of the biggest killers of tractors, and that can happen in a blink of an eye. I've been running and operating tractors for well over 3/4 of my life. I started driving tractor probably at 8 years old on the farm next door. I've got a lot of experience, and I've seen some things that aren't too, well, I'd say too kosher to talk about. Accidents will happen, and the only way you can avoid accidents is you. It starts with you. So ROPS is the main thing. So let's move on to the next point. Operating your tractor like this in the field is a no-no. I see people with that bucket raised in the air all the time driving around the field. I don't know if they can't feel this or they're not used to it. That puts the center of gravity way, way high. It only takes the slightest little ditch, woodchuck hole, front tire to fall in when you got a bucket on them, and they will roll. And then again, if you don't have the ROPS and your seatbelt on, having that in the air and making you roll, now you're two issues. Please, when you're out in the field doing work, run with that bucket down. If you're worried about something being out too far, most of these compact and smaller tractors have quick attaches. You can drop the bucket or forks off the front. If that's still too much for you, it takes 5 minutes to drop that whole loader frame off this thing and just use it for a regular tractor. You do not have better vision with that up in the air. People want to say they do, but you actually have worse vision. When you're sitting in the driver's seat and you're looking out through there, you have both arms in the way. It blocks view to the right and the left. And it's hard. And when the bucket's on that thing, which I don't have mine on right now because I'm going to be doing some brush hogging, but this will be in the lower position. With a bucket on it, it's hard to see things in the air. If you drive under a tree, you can catch a branch, low-hanging power line. Yeah, that just makes for a bad day. So please drive with your bucket down and loader in the low position. Keeping these things upright is your main focus when you're out there. Now the next thing, for those of you that use PTO equipment, this is dangerous. That thing is spinning faster than you can see. You get caught in it, you're done. Please walk around the machine. If you get off the tractor and this is still running, never ever step over it. You're just asking for a disaster. Once that thing grabs you, there's no way you can ever stop it. You might think that you're strong enough to stand the force and let it rip your shirt off of your pants, but you aren't. It happens so quick, it pulls you off balance and pulls you in there. I got two friends that I know of that do not have a leg because they stepped over a PTO shaft and it caught their loose clothing and pulled them in. So yes, that is another major point of safety. Do not ever step over a rotating PTO shaft. The next thing, those of you that have open station tractors, right here, ear protection. One of your best things you can ever do for yourself. 20, 30 years down the road, you don't want to have to be yelling at people or saying, huh, I can't hear you. Wear ear protection. They make all kinds of neat ones. These ones have a radio, Bluetooth, connect to my phone. I can talk with them on. Get a good set of ear protection if you're going to be out running brush hogs or anything when that engine is revved up. You might not think it's loud, but in time you'll start to lose your hearing. So ear protection. Another big safety issue is just general maintenance. Go around your tractor from front to back before you start. Look at all the bolts. I'm not saying you got to put a wrench on everything, but just check a few things. Look at the nuts and bolts. Make sure nothing looks loose. All the wheels are on tight. Look at the tires. Make sure none are soft. All these little things can add up to major problems. So it doesn't take long. A few minutes to walk around your tractor, check your oils, your fluids. It can save you a lot of money and save you a lot of heartache in the end. Another big safety feature is when these loader arms are lifted, You should have a loader arm lock that lays over these so the loader can't fall if for some reason a hose breaks or you have a malfunction while that's in the air and you're underneath it. I don't know how many of you caught that. When my loader was in the air, I did not have loader lift arm lock on that anywhere. That is one of the easiest things to miss. Probably 99% of the people never use them. I am not a safety Sally. There's some things I do that I probably shouldn't, but I'm not telling you it's okay to do that. Use your own discretion. But I guess my opinion is, if you're just grabbing something, changing an air filter quick is one thing. Yes, it can happen, but the chances are slim. But if you're working on this tractor for any length of time, please put a loader lock on that if it is raised in the air. I just wanted to touch on a few things before I go out and mow. Just safety reminders. It doesn't hurt to remind people. I need reminders now and then. So with that being said, that's all there is to this video today. I got some other things I got to get done. So hope everyone has a good day. Beautiful day out. Get outside and enjoy the sunshine. God bless.